Okay, I just finished The Wolf King and the Night Prince, and I need to talk about it because I have so much that I need to process right now. I have so many thoughts and feelings, and this falls into my 6-star category, okay? I saved that only for the best, only for ACOTAR, only for Fourth Wing, only for my absolute favorites, because I am in love with Blake. I'm in love with Blake, and this love triangle in this was perfection. Oh my gosh, fated mates, love triangle, wolves. It just had everything that I love, and I'm going to need to go back and I'm going to need to read it all over again. But here is my thoughts and feelings and like general review of these books. Firstly, let's call the elephant in the room. This is very similar to ACOTAR. It follows the same recipe, which I am totally fine with. I really don't mind. But what I loved in this was that yes, Callum is like theoretically Tamlin, but he's also not. And Blake is Rhysand, but he is so much darker. And I actually feel like where he's at, why he's so dark, and possibly going to go into some dark romance sort of space, is actually because he's got such a tragic backstory. And we actually find out so much about that. And there's a lot of justification around why he doesn't have this like straightforward relationship with anyone, and he's very calculating and manipulative, and why he's trying to win things. And of course, with the big surprise at the end, we really find out what's going on in the background. But there's a lot to his character, and that I really loved. Firstly, love Callum. I still love Callum. Even though I don't want to be with him, I love Callum. And I love what the author did with this, because she didn't make it like he just became, like he did something unforgivable and then she was like, nah, it's over, we have to break up. She actually made it that like it was because that Blake and her were fated mates that he had to go. You guys are mates. Like, even though I love you, that's not going to be enough, and I can't be with you if I can't have all of you. Like, that was heartbreaking, and it was beautiful. It was like the author realized I don't need them to have this like, nah, you did this and I'm never going to forgive you and now we have to break up. She actually just made it that like just having the fated mates aspect was enough justification that they couldn't continue their relationship. So I kind of like that his like personality wasn't completely ruined in this story. And I love that what we saw was that for Aurora or Rory, she couldn't quite get all of him. She couldn't quite get all of Callum. Callum couldn't completely be himself with her, and vice versa. And so it was never really going to be enough for her. And that kind of came bigger and bigger. And obviously that was partly because she had another mate, and I think he was always holding something back. And also just a little bit about Callum and his own journey, because he doesn't want to be like his dad. And so he's trying not to be his full self. So he keeps giving her these loving, tender spice scenes when she's like, come on, I want this to be more intense. So I don't know, I thought it was actually really beautiful that we saw this relationship that was really nice and they did love each other, but it ultimately wasn't quite going to work out. But we did get some awesome spice with them. Like, Callum, obviously big, muscly, alpha male. I love that we got that aspect. It was really, really fun and definitely kept us entertained for the first book until we started to go, hey, I want Blake now. And I love the banter and little snippets, like when she's trying to pick a dress and then she's going to come, she's like, what do you think? Should I wear the white one or the black one? And he's like, oh, you look body in both. And then she's like, oh, okay, I guess I do this. Whereas like Blake straight away understands the calculating side of it. And he's like, no, you look like a doll in that one. You need to look like a queen in the black dress. It was like we kind of saw this more mature relationship, someone that was at her level, her equal. As much as we loved Callum, Blake was who she really needed. Now let's talk about Blake. Oh my gosh, what a morally grey character. He was so good. He was so, like, I have said, better than Rhysand, because he's so dark and complicated. And I feel like we got that with Rhysand, but this is like next level. Like, he was making very calculated, manipulative decisions, and he was not always nice to her, but then we find out later on that maybe he was actually doing it to help her. He's very intelligent, and then there's just like seeing him, like you can tell he doesn't really want it to happen, but it's happening anyway, and now he just like cannot be away from her, because obviously he's clicked straight away that they're mates, but he's like also now caught, like she's with Callum, and then it's against, obviously he's trying to do stuff for the Night King or whatever. It's like, it's very complicated for him, and we kind of see that process, but we can see such a dark side with him, such a dark, spicy side. And when he starts calling her darling and little rabbit, when he says, I'm sorry about this, darling, and then he bites her neck, oh my gosh, I just couldn't. And I did the audiobook, and hands hands, like, seriously, well done, audio people. You did the most spectacular male voices. They were perfection, absolute perfect. Callum was perfection, and then Blake was even better perfection. Like, it was the real Rhysand voice, that beautiful English aristocracy kind of accent, but then saying darling and little rabbit, and oh, I just absolutely melted. Then we have Aurora, or Rory. Now, a few people have said, oh, she's a real damsel, and I didn't love that. I actually, maybe I just haven't read one in a while, but I found it really refreshing. I kind of like the fact that she had this sort of female power. She was very intelligent. She knew aristocracy. She knew royalty. She knew those kind of environments, and she did them really well. She knew the importance of looking the part, acting the part, the manipulative kind of calculating side of things. She was really good at that. Yes, physically she's not strong yet, but she did have all that, and I didn't mind. And we have these big, strong alpha male characters. I'm kind of okay with them rescuing her. Honestly, I was just totally fine. And she did step up when needed to. She just did it in a very feminine sort of way of, like, you know, having it tucked under her skirt and pulling out the dagger and killing the people that she needed to kill. So as far as I'm concerned, I thought she was great. And the banter that she has with Blake, that enemies to lovers, again, it is absolute perfection. To me, I still think she's better than Feyre. Like, in my opinion, she is less annoying than Feyre. And I think we're seeing her very intelligent, calculating side that also showed why Callum wasn't right for her and why Blake was. Because she would be like, Callum would be saying, oh, I think, like, we need to, like, go do this. And she'd be like, that is a terrible idea. Have you even thought that through? Like, she was very quick to realize that his decision-making wasn't really the best. Whereas when she was talking to Blake, you could see both of them. They were at that equal level of understanding how to manipulate, how to calculate, how to make really smart decisions to potentially win a war. So I think we kind of see from a personality perspective why Blake and Aurora need to be together to obviously win this future war that's going to come. Now, let's talk about the twist that these books gave us. Now, firstly, she is half wolf. That did not surprise me at all. This is not my first rodeo. I straight away went, she is totally going to be a half wolf. So when that happened, I was like, that was very surprising. When Blake bit her, though, that surprised me. That surprised me a lot. Well, I mean, like, it surprised me, but I was, like, really happy about it, like, in that kind of way. When we found out that she was, like, the Moonstone, I'm just going to say it like that because I can't remember its exact name. When we found out that she is, in fact, the Moonstone, I was, like, half surprised. I knew she had a connection to it. I kind of thought it, but I guess I hadn't fully, like, committed to that idea. So that was still really, really exciting. But I love that what that means now is that she, like, is super, super powerful. And also, like, all of the wolf clans are just going to, like, bow to her. Like, she's basically their queen because she is actually almost like their god. So that is really awesome. I also did not expect then what happened with her and Blake, because then, like, Blake dies and then she goes after him holding on to that tether of a bond, which, for anyone that doesn't know, I am obsessed with Fated Mates. Like, I love it. It's one of my favorite tropes in the entire universe. Love Fated Mates. So the fact that she's holding on to this fraying rope connection between them, but then she actually decides, no, I'm going to solidify it. Like, he's there just going, break the bond, break the bond. And he's obviously knowing a bit more about some of his other, you know, like, what is it, Night Prince kind of aspects that she doesn't know about yet, but she actually, like, forges that to make it unbreakable and then rescues him. And that part I was not expecting, and that was so beautiful and awesome. I was so disappointed that we didn't get a spice scene between Blake and Aurora. Even a dream sequence I would have been happy with. I was just hoping for it, and by the time I had, like, 30 minutes left in my audiobook, and I was like, we're not getting one, are we? Like, I don't see them being at a point where they're going to have spicy time at this point in their relationship. It's just not going to happen till the third book. I'm so upset. And then we get Blake's massive twist at the end. And I, like, had previously considered it, and then I'd, like, put it to bed, and then it came back, and then it came back, and I wasn't ready for it, and then I wasn't coping. But then when he says that he died, it was like, and that's, again, author, such a good job, such a good job. I love that she made it, that, like, he never managed to escape the prison back in, is it Southland? Like, he never escaped there. He actually died there, and it was only by making an agreement with the Night King that he actually managed to escape, by making a bargain. But he actually has realized how bad that is and where he's going to go back to when this is all done. So he had to make this agreement with the Night King, and now he's, like, taken her hand and he's like, we're going to go solve this together, and if anyone knows him, it's me, and I'm, like, you and me are the only ones that can defeat it. So now we're seeing this beautiful mixture of light and dark, that the gods have obviously brought them together as mates. She is the Moonstone, she is light, he is darkness, he is the Night Prince, and they're going to come together. It's like Kylo Ren and Rey. Then there is just the spice and the emotional aspect of these books. it is perfection. Like, it is such good spice. Like, let's be honest, guys. There are different levels of spice, and sometimes they're great, and sometimes they're like, this is great. This is top tier. It's not about more, it's about quality. It's quality over quantity. This is quality, and it's all about the yearning and the burning and the primal needs and the biting. Oh my God, I love the biting so much. I love that that's like a huge part of the wolf thing. No nodding. I don't know if they're going to explore that, but I'm okay if they don't, because I love that they've explored other aspects of like wolves with the biting and the primal needs and the smell and the scent and all that. Like, it was so good. It was so good. You had this mixture of like the aristocracy and the royalty and all that. And then you've also got this animalistic male, like, you know, what we get with the Fae a little bit, but then in a different way. I loved it. As I said, guys, this is a 6-star book to me, which I save only for rare books. So share with me, what did you think of these books? Do you have any takeaways? Do you have any theories about what we're going to get next book? Please share in the comments. I love this book. Did you love it too? Would you also give it 6 stars? Please share in the comments below.